Welcome to this new episode, and today I want to talk about one of the subjects I like the most. I'm going to talk about intermittent fasting. As you know, I am a fasting specialist, so I really enjoy running fasting programs, and typically I run fasting programs up to 21 days and what is called prolonged fasting, okay? So there are lots of benefits related to prolonged fasting, and it's a much more high impact way for you to rebalance the body. I'm going to talk today though about intermittent fasting, which is something that once it's learned, then it can be used as a lifestyle tool, which means that intermittent fasting can be had on a weekly basis and on an ongoing basis. So, full or prolonged fasting is good to be done for the average person maybe once or twice a year only. Intermittent fasting can be done instead once a week, twice a week, or any time that you need to rebalance yourself because maybe you've eaten too much food, or you feel you are a little bit low energy, or maybe your digestion is not working the way it should. You just need more mental clarity. So it literally is a lifestyle tool. The benefits of fasting, including intermittent fasting, are well known, and there's quite a bit of research covering the subject. This means that eventually the subject of fasting is being introduced to the mass media and is being taken on by more and more people. The future of fasting is very bright because it's one of the best ways to holistically rebalance the body, to keep a healthy weight, to cut back on inflammation, on oxidation, and there is quite a bit of research looking at fasting as a tool for longevity. Whenever you eat a carbohydrate, the body releases sugar in the bloodstream. Sugar in the bloodstream needs to be tightly regulated because too much sugar is not good for the body, too little sugar is not good either. So insulin, which is one of the most important hormones in the human organism, is tasked with stimulating uptake of sugar from the bloodstreams into the cells and into the liver. So you eat a carbohydrate, you have a little bit of a spike in blood sugar. Insulin does its magic and takes the sugar down and out of the bloodstream, and then you re-establish homeostasis or balance. The problem of modern lifestyles is that many people eat too many times and they eat unbalanced carbohydrates and junk food. I'm talking about sugary food, white bread, white pasta, noodles, etc. Okay? So anytime you create a state where the body is reacting to a high sugar levels and abruptly takes it out of the blood and takes the sugar into the cells, you're going to create a roller coaster kind of effect where you have a sugar high and then a sugar low, a sugar high and a sugar low. This is very taxing for the pancreas, it's very inflammatory in nature, it's not very good for your brain and your emotions either. Because when you are on a sugar high, you feel lots of energy, you feel good, etc. When you go through a sugar low instead, you feel grumpy, you feel you want to fix yourself, and then you go and find a snack or you have a cup of coffee, okay? So this roller coaster needs to be avoided. And what's a good way to avoid a roller coaster? Intermittent fasting allows the body to naturally deplete glucose from the bloodstream. When glucose is low, the body is going to supplement glucose with fat for energy production. So you're going to be using some of your fat going around your bloodstream already. And then, of course, particularly when you do the 1 meal a day, so when you stay 23 hours without eating, the body is going to be on a calorie deficit for the day. You're not going to have any snacking, you're not going to have any soda, And if your meal a day is very balanced and whole food, then you're also adding another layer of advantages, because you get high quality macronutrients, you get all the vitamins and the minerals that you need. So you probably heard of the fact that intermittent fasting is good for you, but I would like just to go through some of the key benefits of intermittent fasting. First of all, you're leaving your digestion time and space to catch up. So if you have a slow digestion, by allowing it to do the job and not continually overfeeding yourself, you're going to help your digestive system. Also, there is research that shows that intermittent fasting is beneficial with your gut flora. Okay, so the microbiome, or the elements that live and coexist in your gut alongside your cells, okay, like bacteria, fungi, and viruses. What is great about fasting is that it's very good for reducing high triglycerides. So if you have something called dyslipidemia, too much fat in the bloodstream, of course the body is going to use some of that fat for energy production, and you're going to over time lower triglycerides in the body. Also, staying on the cardiovascular system side, there is research that shows that intermittent fasting and prolonged fasting, but also intermittent is good for lowering high blood pressure. And if you're looking at the immune system as well, intermittent fasting stimulates production of new white blood cells, is very good against inflammation. Inflammation is when the body immune system is revved up, and it's a major problem for a lot of people, inflammation. So by reducing it, you get lots of advantages. And also fasting is proven to be good for against oxidation. Oxidation is a natural process in the body that ages the body. You can help yourself by eating fruit and vegetables that contain antioxidants, but also fasting can make your mitochondria, the power stations inside each cell, more effective and better able to produce energy, and also lower some of the damages of oxidation. Intermittent fasting is also proven to be great to stimulate autophagy and apoptosis. These are mechanisms in the cell that get rid of old parts of the cell that are not fully functioning, and thus regenerate the body. Apoptosis is when the body gets rid of the cell as a whole, yes? So we can say that fasting rejuvenates you. Brain health is also very well understood in the context of intermittent fasting for something called brain-derived neurotropic factors. These are proteins in the brain that help the body keep neurons fit and functioning for longer, so they're protective for neurons. And indeed, you see and experience intermittent fasting with clarity of mind, more energy, more focus, and also more positivity, I'll say. Fasting also is very good for fat loss and weight loss. And who doesn't want a lean, strong body? What type of fasting should you be doing? As I mentioned, prolonged fasting, maybe once a year, can be a good idea, depending on your predispositions and characteristics, obviously. And then intermittent fasting, you have various types. I'm going to put in the description, but the one I like the most is the 1 meal a day. Another one that I can recommend is the warrior diet, where you don't eat for 20 hours and then you have 2 meals within a 4-hour time frame. How often should you do intermittent fasting? It's up to you, depending again on how much how much benefits you want to bring to yourself, how much you need to change your food routine. If you have problems with cravings, with inflammatory issues like skin problems, for instance, if you have hormonal problems of any type, by lowering the insulin and the insulin response, you're gonna certainly help your endocrine system. So depending on you, I'll say once or twice a week, or even more if that's needed. So make sure that if you do intermittent fasting, you do it well, you do it properly, you follow an established methodology, and when you eat, make sure that you eat good quality whole food, balanced meals. Because some people out there say that if you do intermittent fasting, then you can eat any junk and that's fine. Not true, because good quality food brings the vitamins, the minerals, the phytonutrients that you need, whilst junk food brings lots of inflammation, toxins, and very little micronutrients, okay? So keep it clean, keep it whole, and if you feel, try intermittent fasting.